guys, welcome back to the Court of Cowls, issue number 32. We haven't done one of these in a while, so we have so many videos online now. We have 30 hours worth of videos online right now. Which is a big thing to boast about. And, they're all over specific subjects and all that stuff, so, we figured to come back on here on the podcast, 6 months later? And,
it's been a while.
Yeah, and just do a little podcast off the cuff. As a matter of fact, I'll probably call this one issue 32 off the cuff. So I am Cody.
I'm August.
I'm Chris.
And
I'm here.
Yeah. And I don't know where to start.
This cuff is in session.
Oh, yeah.
Cuff 'em, boys.
Cuff 'em. HR cuffing stuff.
HR cuffing stuff.
I miss old shows and old commercials. And
Me too.
Man, I've been on a weird rabbit hole, man.
Really? Okay. Well, then court is in session.
Oh, it is, finally.
It is?
But no, I my YouTube, every once in a while will pop up, these compilations of, speaking of, old stuff, old commercials, of old 90s and 80s commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh, gosh.
how much better were they?
They were wonderful.
Then again, I don't watch commercials anymore, except for YouTube, but, I'm just, waiting for the countdown on the skip button, but, I have Hulu, and I go ahead and pay the extra $1 for the ad-free, so it's,
Best dollar ever.
It is, and I don't have, regular TV, so I forget what commercials are like, and when I come over to, let's say, Chris's
Dude,
house...
they are freaking weird now. I mean, just so strange.
Well, they're just not good anymore.
Yeah.
Outside of the Tide commercial, the Tide ads.
Tide commercials, those were wonderful.
The Super Bowl ads suck this year. It's out, except for that one, but we're kind of a little biased because it's got
Hopper.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was one Super Bowl ad that I was pretty excited about, if we're just going to talk about that real quick, because I didn't want this Indiana Jones movie that they kept pushing with Danny.
You mean Crocodile Dundee movie?
And I'm sorry, I said Indiana Jones, didn't I?
Yeah, same
Crocodile,
guy.
Yeah, same guy, just an Aussie.
Don't look that
up. I'm an idiot. You know what? I just so you guys know, we paused the video because I was going to take that out so you guys didn't realize how stupid I was. But I'm going to let it ride. Sometimes if you can't laugh at yourself, then what are you doing with your life? So, so the Indiana Jones commercial they were doing.
Yep.
No, the Crocodile Dundee with Danny...
McBride.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Trejo.
I knew you were, buddy.
I was gonna
the new Indiana Jones movie
I'd
about
watch that.
Australia with Danny Trejo.
Dude,
I'll
could
watch
you
it.
imagine?
I'll watch it all day long.
That'd be awesome. I gotta get a whip.
Whips? Why'd it have to be whips?
Where's my Scottish dad? And August just flipped the table.
I did.
He's like, I can't handle this.
But no, with Danny Elfman, and he...
Is this the movie where he writes the theme song to The Simpsons?
Yes. No, I thought that was a real movie trailer, so when it turned out...
A lot of people did.
Yeah, so when it turned out to be... I was just like, man, what a lame idea. Are we really out of ideas as far as... anything besides superheroes? Is we just take, now it's an American going to Australia learning their funky, crazy ways, dude.
Well, first off, two things. One, you're not the only person that thought it was a real movie, because a pair of good friends of mine talked about how they wanted to go see it, and I was real sad because it was fake. And two, this is when you thought we were out of ideas, Crocodile Dundee remake is that's the threshold. Wasn't the Emoji Movie or 50 Shades of Grey or whatever.
No, dude,
it's
you
called.
can't make Crocodile Dundee without Han Solo in it. You just...
I know.
Is he from Star Trek?
Yeah.
I mean, why didn't they get the dude, the crocodile hunter guy?
Yeah, they should.
You
mean Sting?
Well,
Sting, yeah.
Well, if we're gonna keep digging that topic up.
Oh God, August.
Ooh, too soon, bro.
But yeah, I thought it was going to be a real movie. So like when they were like, no, we're not making a movie. Like,
Just go to Australia.
I thought that was kind of funny.
No, it was
That was
like
pretty
one of the
genius.
best swerves because like I saw a lot of people like, oh, I'm so pumped they're remaking Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah.
But you know, it was just so well done.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, go to Australia where 95% of the wildlife will eat you alive.
Yeah.
You know, well, I'm glad I didn't get invested in it because I don't watch trailers anymore.
Then you would
I don't
have
have
been
to.
invested in it.
You would have been.
But yeah, no,
Australia's an evil place.
Yeah,
like not
everything-
from all the people, but everything's poisonous.
everything tries to kill you there except for the people.
Yeah, they there's this kids show called Peppa Pig.
Peppa Pig.
I'm
Point,
going
point.
somewhere with this.
Okay.
But in Peppa Pig, there was an episode where they did, the itsy bitsy spider came down, and she was scared of the spider. And it was a kid's show, so she realized the spider was a person too, and like they could be friends with the spider. They had to ban that episode in Australia because every spider there is so freaking poisonous. They didn't want kids to be like, it's okay, spiders are friends. Because Stan Lee does not get over there because there's no spider friend.
There are no spider friends.
Yep.
No Firestar, no Iceman,
Nope.
no little doggy whose name I forget.
Just Thor.
Just Thor.
Yep.
And Harley Quinn, she was there.
Oh yeah? Was she?
Yeah, Margot Robbie.
Right on.
Right?
Good
Yeah,
news.
probably. Who knows?
And Wolverine?
Oh, yeah, Wolverine was there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so commercials.
Right. We were talking about that.
Old
Anyways,
commercials on YouTube.
Dude, old commercials are awesome.
are so good, right?
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
they just had this certain like attitude of the '90s. Like,
Yeah.
obviously they were corporate and trying to sell you crap, but it also had this like weird like anti-authority vibe to them,
Yeah.
and like like everybody was too cool for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was too cool for everything.
And they were.
Extreme.
It was.
I remember mainly the toy commercials, and for some reason Zest Fully Clean comes to mind. I just remember like the different people like flopping out the towel, and like in the bag is, you're not fully clean unless you're
Who's
Zest Fully
clean?
clean. And then them being like in the bathroom, pow!
Boom!
Whip out the towel like, Batman fixing to jump off the roof.
Hell yeah.
And you just see Zest across their back,
Zest.
Well, and like you got to look at video game commercials. Like
Oh, God.
you got things like Nintendo with a bit more power, a bit more.
Yeah.
Just I don't know.
Nintendo don't.
Yeah.
What Nintendo?
Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Yeah.
And the blast processing.
Blast processing.
Do you guys remember that? The blast processing thing? Yeah. Sega, I mean, it's you can find anything on it. Every video is touched on it. They said that Sega has blast processing, which Nintendo does not have. And blast processing was a completely made up word. Like, it didn't do anything.
It blast processed. Okay. I saw it.
Even in the bit thing, you'd be like, but it has 32 bits. Like, well, what's a bit? Look at Zelda.
There are two of them. Yeah. What isn't it? So, it's ironic we're talking about this because I was at work the other day and I work with a child. And I
There's
just...
laws against that.
Well, there are, but we do what we gotta do. Anyways, but somebody said something and I was like, why ask why? Drink Bud Dry. And they're like, what? I was like, what? You guys, like...
Yeah.
I don't know why I remember that, but I remember
Yeah.
that damn ad. Like, why ask why? Drink Bud Dry. Or the Budweiser frogs. Like, they've
Yeah.
never heard of any of that stuff.
Really?
The Budweiser frog, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I know who you're talking about, but she
Yes.
hasn't heard of it?
Yeah, no idea.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I was at Taco Bell the other day, and someone was like, it's the Taco Bell by my house. And they're like, man, you come through here a lot. And I was like, yeah, what can I say? Yo quiero Taco Bell. And he was like, okay. I was like, you don't know what I'm talking about, do you?
It was your
And-
mascot.
Yeah.
It was your dog.
Well, I don't think, like, part of the recruitment pamphlet is you got to know, like, the history of the commercials.
Well, they don't
But-
talk about that because they actually lost money on the Taco Bell dog.
Oh, did they?
For real, yeah. Like, that was
Well,
one
they
of
need to know history. Do
But,
you teach
like-
those classes?
but it's crazy. It's crazy, like how popular it is after the fact. But I guess during like the time of it, it like really didn't drive sales all that much.
Really?
To the point where they almost like I'm pretty sure they lost money
Yeah.
on it.
Wow.
I remember that's kind of weird because I remember the Godzilla commercials. When
Here, lizard.
Yeah, here, lizard, which wasn't a Godzilla movie.
No, that was not.
That was a.
That was an abomination.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was Ferris Bueller's Abomination.
Oh, it was. I forget he was in that. And The Simpsons was in it. Hank Azaria.
The Simpsons was
in it. He does every voice, so The Simpsons
you're right, yeah.
I'm going to call it.
He was. But man, when we think of old school commercials, the only thing that comes to mind is all the toy commercials. Because, dude, I've never been a G.I. Joe fan. I've never been like, G.I. Joe, real American hero. That wasn't my life. But I wanted every freaking toy based on the commercials.
I love G.I. Joe.
Really?
I loved G.I. Joe. Like, that was my childhood. Like, you guys can see it. Like, there's G.I. Joe on my shelf there, it's actually a custom G.I. Joe.
Really?
It's two parts of two different G.I. Joes.
Yeah.
But he was like my G.I. Joe. And
Yeah.
to this day, if I go somewhere that has any used G.I. Joes, I will see if I can find him. It's the Crimson Guard Commander. And
Really?
I thought he was so badass looking. And I changed out his legs with the BAT number 2, the Battle Android Trooper number 2, because that was my thing back in the day, like taking them apart and like making
your own guy.
So that was like my character, and I was always gonna like repaint him. There's actually a little bit of silver paint on one of his feet where I had started and then had stopped because model paint is real. It was back in the '90s; it was all crap. But I love GI Joes. I freaking love GI Joes. But anyways, dude, the commercials in like. We've talked about this before, Cody, like, it wasn't just like the commercial was them going to Walmart, spending $4 on a G.I. Joe, which were stupid cheap back in the day, which was awesome, and then going home and play with it. No, they were, like, they had this, like...
They had a city?
Yeah.
Or, like, if it was, like, an urban, if it was, like, superheroes and stuff, it was, like, an actual city with background. Like, and then, me and you, I know, Chris, we've talked about this several times, but you'd see, like, a Ninja Turtles commercial, or, like, because Batman, like, there were so many different Batmans with different suits and stuff. Mine was the Avalanche Batman. Like,
mine was the one I'm pointing at up there that you got me for my birthday, Christmas, Easter time.
Yeah. But they would always have them like, oh no, the Joker's coming to fight, and they had these like big cities built, and, like out of cardboard.
Yeah.
And one thing that always got me is if there was any kind of like projectile that they shot, or like if it was like the turtle van and it shot the pizzas, it would always show them hitting like those clear cubes.
Yeah.
Like a stack of like ice cube, like plastic cubes.
Yeah.
Every single time I saw that, I'd be like, where do you get those cubes? Yeah. I want to destroy stuff into stuff. All we had was the like, you remember the mini packs of cereal? They were like mini cereal boxes. Yep. Those were my garages for my Hot Wheels. And those were also oh man, those things got loud. Like, Joker, I'm blasting your ass into Apple Jacks.
Yeah. Eat these Captain Crunch. I'm gonna throw you through this wall.
Speaking of dead nostalgia, CDs are about to go away.
Yeah, I heard
CDs
that.
are?
Yeah,
like
that's why it's going to stop carrying CDs.
Yeah. And I've heard a couple of other places are going to start doing
Target as well, yep. So I can't make this joke anymore.
Yeah, it's a dead media. Really.
Like CDs? CDs nuts! Well, I mean, they died a long time ago.
They did.
They just don't know they're dead. We haven't buried the body yet, so...
Oh, yeah. That, I'd end up going somewhere with this conversation in an alternate universe, but not now.
What was your first CD?
My first CD?
Yep.
The Space Jam soundtrack. I remember it fondly.
Oh my gosh.
That was the first album I owned. I'd usually go and like listen to whatever my brother had, and he went through phases that I just kind of had to work with, because like I had an older brother, so like whatever he liked was cool.
Yeah.
You know, like he was kind of like he was my standard as far as like what was popular.
See, I'm trying to think of the first one I bought, because like the first CD I can remember was
well, not necessarily bought. If like you got it as a gift or something, that counts too. Like one that was specifically yours that you first remember having.
Well, I'm old enough that cassettes were a real big deal, so I can kind of go back to cassettes.
That's a good point.
Too.
Okay, it wasn't my first, but it's the first one I can remember. The Beavis and Butthead Do America soundtrack.
Yeah,
I remember I got that for Christmas. I also got.
I got that album for one reason. What's that Rob Zombie song?
Damn straight.
Or that was a White Zombie song, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was technically a White Zombie. Yeah. The Red Hot Chili Peppers song was awesome.
Yeah.
you know what? I love a little rabbit hole. So I was visiting our mutual friend who works at a pop culture store the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Not hitting on her, just down there visiting. And they were playing No Doubt on the little thing. And I was like, I love this song. And it blew her mind. Dude, Tragic Kingdom is one of my favorite albums of all time.
Tragic Kingdom was a damn good album.
I loved it. And
that spiderweb on it, and
oh my gosh,
Trapped in a Box, and
yeah, dude, so good. And like I can remember like Tomb Raider, like I like playing the original Tomb Raider with the big old giant like home stereo with 5 CD changer because that was big stuff back then.
Oh God, I remember that.
Yeah.
Like if you were anybody, you
oh dude, having to like get up and change CDs, like come on. And
the big tray. Yeah. They just had the
I remember my grandpa had one. It was just full of Michael Bublé CDs.
You know what? There's nothing wrong with Michael Bublé. But you thought you're cool, so you could hit like random, and it'd be like it would change CD and like random a song, and then like 45 minutes later, it's like,
yeah, it would take forever.
Every once in a while, a motor would get stuck, so like get stuck in between them.
Oh gosh, and you'd open it and you'd want to get that one CD out, so you'd be like,
and then you would press it one too many times.
Or you'd hold the button down too long, and it would just like shift by. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh man, the kids got it easy.
They do. Hit and skip on their iPads and their Zunes and whatnots.
Dude, I remember a time like getting up in the morning when I could have a CD player at school and just thinking, all right, what am I going to listen to? And it was like 2 CDs, and that's what I got.
Yeah.
You know, I think it like I had like Flaw and Trapped because the CD with Headstrong on it is back off, take you out. You know, aside from that song, that's a damn good album. Like it's really solid.
I just remembered one of my first CDs. I'm gonna have to look up what it's called, and it's kind of embarrassing.
Oh,
mine was the Space Jam soundtrack, and it was for Hit 'Em High.
Mine was a Pokemon the first movie soundtrack.
Nice. Yeah.
Fun fact about that CD.
Don't say you love me, you don't even know me.
Oh my gosh.
That was my favorite song on that, man.
I love that song. Oh my gosh.
That, like, I can't remember what it was, but it had like a jiggly, like, had like Jigglypuff at the beginning, like the intro or the outro. I can't remember, but yeah.
Dude, we went to, me and a bunch of friends, like, grew up with goth kids, and like we were all skater boys. We said, "See you later, boys." You know.
Oh gosh.
But no, we were all wearing Jinkos, ball necklaces, and everything. And, like it was like 5, 6 of us, and we all went to see the Pokemon movie as a joke.
No, totally.
You know, it was such a joke. But I was the only one. Like I'm sure they were all like this because they all paid money to see it. But I was the only one that was like, yeah, we're kidding.
Dumb.
But oh, dude, that movie, I was sitting there like I was like, oh, I'm gonna sit a couple seats down. Because I knew I was gonna like kind of get into it. Because I was like, yeah, I actually used to be into Pokemon, you know. And yeah, and we're seeing kids go up and down, and like that was the first time I saw like Pokeballs as like an actual toy. Because that's another thing. Like you couldn't just like go and buy like all the like tools of whatever your favorite character was somewhere, you know. Especially Pokemon. And because there was a time it wasn't taking over the world. Like that movie was a pretty big deal. And dude, when Ash bit it and turned to stone and they all start crying and spoiler alert.
You cried too?
And oh dude, I was a freaking mess. Hey. And
the champ.
But dude, I was sitting there like, no, Ash. And like Pikachu, yeah, Pika. And I was like, I know Pikachu, I'm there with you. It's awesome.
No, I remember going to that, me and my friend. We sat there, and it was pretty badass because I think it might have been when vintage stock was first starting to invade Arkansas, but yeah, I think it was because they were doing like a trivia contest and giving out free like packs of Pokemon cards.
Oh yeah.
And I like fucked everybody shit that day. Pardon my language. So I got first place and walked away with 3 packs of Pokemon cards.
Nice.
Yeah, which was a pretty big deal when, if you're a kid.
We always went to Wizards and played Magic the Gathering.
Did they have a Wizard store here?
No.
Wizards Asylum.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. Anyways, the CD I was speaking of was MTV Party to Go Volume 6.
Ooh.
It had such classics as Fantastic Voyage by Coolio.
Yeah.
Cantaloupe, Flip Fantastic. Or Fantasia, Flip Fantasia. Back and Forth by Aaliyah.
Oh my gosh.
Regulate by Warren G.
Oh my dude, that was my
jam. That song.
I only had I got the one from Walmart.
Oh.
So, like, I knew all the words, but I didn't, like, I only knew the Walmart version. So I'd be like with my friends and stuff, and I'd be like, 16 in the, and 1 in the hole, and a dog is about to make some bodies turn. Everyone comes. It's a tad bit late.
Do they still do edited Walmart versions of CDs?
I think so, yeah.
Does Walmart still sell CDs?
Yes, they do.
Do they?
A lot of country CDs, but...
Well, yeah.
I guess they do sell CDs, yeah. I don't know. I never
But yeah, they had a rule at one point, once the parental advisory sticker came out, they refused to sell CDs if it had the parental advisory. Like, that was the contract.
There was a very, very small window, but do you guys remember when you would go to Walmart and have your own CD made? That little kiosk, and you could choose your songs to put on there. But it was all only songs they had the rights to.
Oh, yeah.
So it wasn't like... yeah, it wasn't like Spotify where like, I can make my playlist. It was like, you've got... Because I can't remember, like, something you could buy that gave you, like, you get a free CD. So I remember going and being like, well, I don't hate this song, so I guess I'll put this on here. This song, I think I've heard of this song. All right, what the hell? Good times.
Oh, God, dude. Yeah, with that, I'd probably come back and be like, hey, to whatever girl I was, like, trying to crush on, be like, I got you an album. It's 60 Minutes of The Reason by Hoobastank. Because that's all they had.
What song did we hear today? That was like... Oh, Hate Me.
Yeah, that was just in context. Like, we were at a store and they were playing, like, it was like the Office Depot, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were at Office Depot buying our bands.
And yeah, they were just playing, like, kind of, Dollar General, like, dollar store music over the intercom where it's, praise the Lord, and, and all that. And then, and, like, all these country hits, and then all of a sudden it's, hate me today, hate me. It's like a real emo song, It's just like, what? Wow, like
where did that come from?
What?
Yeah, and what? And I said to you, I was like, man, what an oddball song to be on this playlist. And I said that, and like the guy that was checking us out, like, kind of gave me this dirty look. So I was just like, oh, this is his playlist, isn't it?
This is my favorite playlist.
It's like, dude, this song defines me as a person. Like, I instantly felt bad. That's why I was like, it's a pretty good song. Like,
I mean, it was good back in the day.
Yeah. Well. No, way back on what we were talking about. I miss the old school commercials. Like, I don't care what it was about. Like, because it was just like adrenaline rush of, like, things going on for a kid. Because it was like grabbing kids' attention. You'd just be sitting there watching, like, Mom would be watching Murder, She Wrote, and then it'd go to commercial and be like, try Tide and Zest Fully Clean. New from Tonka! Whoa!
The Decepticons are after the Energon.
Yeah, after the Energon. It's up to you to save them!
Crossfire!
Yes, that's what
they would do this thing, and it would always be something like that. It's like, where it's like, everything's going to shit, and it's up to you. You're the only one that can do something. Everyone's screwed unless you get in here. And you'd be like, I gotta do this. Yeah, you'd be like, I gotta do this. Yeah. Mom! Pause Murder, She Wrote. I'm recording it on VHS.
I've set it to the slowest time, so we'll go for 8 hours instead of 2 hours.
So, like, back in the day, right? My mom would not let us watch Beavis and Butthead, right?
Oh, yeah, me neither.
However, we had this uncle, right?
You used finger quotes, because you can't do that in us no.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's old
Quote,
family
unquote, uncle.
friend. Well, every once in a while he would send us a box, and he would tape Beavis and Butthead, like, episodes on them, right?
And some porn and a little bit of alcohol.
Yeah,
And a gun.
Some cigs.
Some smoke. Yeah, smokes.
And his number, and all we had to do is take pictures of our butts.
That was weird.
No. But anyways, my favorite thing, like, besides watching Beavis and Butthead, was, like, watching the commercials.
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah.
Because, like, you'd go back, because this was, like, midnight, because there's, like, a commercial for Shaq Fu on there.
Yeah. Oh, I remember the Shaq Fu commercial. It was just him, like, punching,
yes,
kicking, and then he'd be like, Shaq Fu.
just I don't know. There's just something so fun about like '90s commercials. Well, we need to do like one of our little mini-sodes on it.
Yeah.
Just on 90s commercials.
I remember two commercials that I freaking loved for video games. One was the Street Fighter commercial it wasn't for the video game, it was for the Street Fighter toys for like the cartoon they came out with.
Yeah.
You know that like the theme was like the do 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 do, and Guile was in charge and.
Why Guile? Like, well, I know because
America.
Stupid movie.
Well, yeah, in America.
Wanna kick Bison in the ass?
Well, because there was an American cartoon for it, right?
Yeah,
it was on USA, and it was
it was awful. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, like the toys, they would have like these live action people like dressed as the characters, and like there was a dude dressed as Guile like doing the Sonic.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. Like,
yes.
I remember thinking like, dude, are they gonna do a movie? Oh my gosh.
What?
And this is, I'm also going back to, that was about as good as like the first Captain America movie, if you remember that with Red Skull.
Not the first Avenger, like the original.
No, the first Captain America movie.
With the motorcycle and the...
Yeah. Well, that and the next one where like the Red Skull was like this mutated rat person or something like that. But, oh man, like... I love the old commercial. Another one of the video games I was going to talk about is for Kirby Superstar, where it would just be Kirby at a bar, and he just like looks all rough and and everyone's like, "Here's your drink, sir," and then he just sucks in everything, and he's like, "You're not awesome unless you're beating ass as Kirby." And you're like, "Oh god, I gotta kill everybody."
I loved how there was a trend where like every video game commercial had to be like
hardcore.
Projected onto a like brick wall, like this like ghetto like brick wall like project.
Tough.
Yeah,
it was for boys.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I remember the Tiger Electronic commercials where they're like, "Feel like you're in the game."
Like, then you play it and you're like, "This is straight trash."
Dude, I used to collect Tiger Electronics. Like, I loved those things.
They were so bad.
They were awful.
But that
was it. It was that or Game Boy.
Yeah, we gotta go to the store, so I guess I'll play Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. We used to do a lot of go to family reunions and stuff. So unless I had like a utility belt full of batteries, like the Game Boy was only going to last me so long. And my brother thought he was such hot stuff because he had a Game Gear. But, he got about an hour to play.
Minutes. Yeah.
Or if you're not, like, rapidly changing out batteries.
So, yeah, like, the Game Boy was awesome, but if it was nighttime and you're outside, you're screwed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
I remember, like, we'd take these family trips to Iowa to see our family, right?
Yeah.
And, like, it would get dark, so, like, we'd be on the highway, and, like, I would have to play Pokemon, like, in between, like, every, like, street light.
Oh, yeah.
Dude. Here it comes. Okay, move. Here comes. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, dude, my Game Boy got the most play when I was on my dad's dad chair under the lamp playing Tetris. Like, that was it.
We all do Tetris all day long.
Oh, yeah. And, but no, there are so many good commercials. I remember that show, too. We're also watching, old school commercials for 90s and early 2000s stuff.
Yeah, which I want to stick a pin in this commercial talk. I don't know where else we were going to go. I thought Chris might have had a couple of things he wanted.
I just wrote down one thing. Young Justice 3 is coming along pretty nicely. Apparently.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, yeah, some news of today.
Yeah, just young.
It's coming out soon, apparently.
Young Justice 3.
Well, I guess one of the dudes tweeted that like he's working on the animation for like episode 13 right now, so it's coming along.
Nice.
Is it where's that going to land now?
On the streaming service.
Oh, on DC's new okay.
Which is going to have the Metropolis show now that they've announced.
Yeah.
Which is going to be like Gotham but Metropolis.
Man, I would subscribe right now if they announced Powerless was going.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I think that was a show that like just didn't get its fair. I think.
Yeah, it didn't. I think it was on the wrong network.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was really fun. I like Powerless a lot. I'm gonna stop this because I'm gonna get distracted.
Yeah, I keep looking at it. I'm like, oh,
what is it now? I remember that.
Oh, I remember that.
And like all the old commercials, you'd end up singing.
Yeah,
like the kid, sister, kid sister.
No, it's so funny how, like, anti-commercial I am now, but it's like...
I hate car commercials.
Car commercials?
You guys know that about me? I'm telling the whole world right now. I effing hate car commercials. In all shapes and sizes, all forms and fashions. I hate car commercials. Because has anybody, like, been sitting at home watching football on a Sunday and seen a car commercial and been like, damn it, Ethel, gotta go buy a Toyota now.
Forgot to buy the new Kia.
Yeah.
We are the bar.
We are the bar.
No, it's... Yeah.
All the car commercials are always local to your area. So, like, they're... that's always fun for me to watch. Like, if I go to another state, like, I kind of look forward to, like, the weird commercials there.
Well, something to know is car commercials is what keeps your local network affiliate alive.
Oh, really?
That's who does most of the business. And when they're not selling cars, this old local stations aren't doing too well.
Really?
Yep.
Did not know that.
Well, learn something new every day.
Huh.
Professor August here, dropping the knowledge bombs on
I
us.
know.
You guys remember when we had cable and there'd be those channels that were just, like, locally owned? Kind of like what Wayne's World is, like, premised off
Yeah,
of?
just the local access.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love local access.
Yeah, it could really be whatever. Like, that's kind of where Joe Bob came from, I think. That,
Yeah.
The 3 stars, check it out.
Oh, man. God, I haven't thought of Joe Bob in forever.
Yeah. And Elvira, and
You know?
I don't think she was off local. But
No, but she still looks good. She's up there in age, but she still looks pretty good.
yeah, dude, Elvira's smoking.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
I bet you could.
Oh, man. Local access, because you just call in and be like, I think you're a dumbass. What's your opinion?
Why don't you come down here and say it, idiot?
Like a group of teenagers with $50 to have like their own like Saturday
your own
night show, and you're like, and the audio sounds worse than our audio sounds.
Yeah.
They'd be like,
Yeah, none of them ever got off the ground or anything. I mean, like, I don't think they were ever going to.
I mean, just Wayne's World. That's the only one that really became
Yeah,
popular.
that worked out. Yeah,
Because I mean, they got a movie out of it. That's pretty cool.
they got 2 of them.
Yeah, they did. They got 2 of them.
They did.
Yeah. They got to meet the Indian and John Morrison.
And they got Crucial Taunt signed. So
Oh, there you go.
yeah, so they got them as a signed band. So
We're dumb and it's awesome.
but no, and I remember those, and I remember the commercials that were like if you had to call in to do something. Like, ask your parents for permission. Call 1-900. Do this. Yeah, and then you call, and it'd be like, do you accept the fees? It was like $18 a minute.
Yeah.
I had a friend, when he, like, for as long as I remember, you know, we were kids, and he's like, when I'm 18, the first thing I'm going to do on my birthday is order a vacuum cleaner. I was like, why? And he's like, you always watch the commercials, and they say you got to be 18 or older to order.
I'm going to do it.
I'm going to do it.
Got a vacuum cleaner.
And I missed the... it's probably still around, but like the... that channel that all they do is sell stuff. Like
QVC, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my god.
In fact, you can pick them up over the air.
Yeah. I'd watch that anytime they had like the swords.
Dude, every night, like the sword guy, like...
He's like, can you believe this? At this price?
I don't know if it was
Let's put
local
a
to
timer on
here,
this.
but in Northwest Arkansas, there was a dude with the, like, kind of local access, like, low grade, like, you just sell literally shit. Like, it would just be, like, you know, broken toys, and it's like...
I just found this under the house.
I got a deal on this, so I'm going to get you a deal.
Okay, Cody, did you guys have Dial-A-Trade over here?
Dial-A-Trade?
Dial-A-Trade.
I don't
assume
know.
That's a no.
Well, tell me what it is.
Okay.
And we may have something, but it not be called Dial-A-Trade.
It was. I don't even know how to describe it. It was a radio swap meet basically. So literally, like Dial-A-Trade from like noon to 5 p.m. or something. Literally, like you would call in and be like, "I've got 3 tractors I'm looking to sell for $400," or "I'm looking to trade for a cow."
Yeah.
And then like they'd like say their number, so you'd write it down, and if they had something you wanted, you'd call them, or you'd call back and be like, "Hey, Timmy," or whatever host name was. Like,
Yeah.
What was that girl that was selling the used shoes? What was her number again? And they give it to you. Do you remember it?
No, I don't.
I think we had something like that because there was an answering machine service kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was this on the radio?
Yeah,
or?
this was radio.
Okay, ours I
radio,
don't think
too.
was it was run by a company. I don't remember what company it was, but yeah, you would call and you'd leave a voicemail, and then if they could listen to it was kind of like Craigslist but on the phone.
Yeah, that's kind of what this was.
Yeah.
Like before there was a Craigslist, there was dial trade. Yeah, my
Like
grandparents.
if you're looking for a tractor, hit 1.
Yeah, well, except they would just whatever it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, like my grandparents listened to that every day, and like I remember they got this even for like late '90s, it was a pretty ancient computer.
Yeah.
For like $20 or something. I remember having to like we called and got the number and like had to like go to the lady's house and like unhook the computer and everything. Like I had to do it all.
Yeah.
Like it was. Yeah, but
That's what you did as a kid. Like once you got to like teen years, you were just there to like go pick stuff up.
Yeah, that's pretty much all you did.
You know, hey, we just bought this. We're gonna need your help with it, and by we're gonna need your help means you're gonna carry it. And,
Yeah, you do it, and we'll
and
just
get yelled at while I'm hooking it up.
Well, and now that I moved away from home, I'm like free tech support apparently.
Exactly.
So I'll get the.
Your option 0.
So
press 1 for English, August. Press 2 for Spanish, August.
I want to call my son. Hey, call my son.
my son.
My son.
Hi, this is Berlinda. What can I help you with? Call my son. Berlinda.
Berlinda, damn it.
Your call is important to us.
Oh yeah.
The call may be monitored for quality assurance.
And I think it was it was like a staple for like any kind of commercial where you had to like plug something in. It always had to like plug in. You'd see like blue electricity shooting out. It'd be like, now you're playing with power.
Yeah.
Don't you feel like a god?
You created life with electricity.
Dude, like the Sega Channel commercials.
Man,
oh my god.
Sega Channel should be the greatest thing ever, but it was a thing.
It was. I loved it. I had it. I loved it.
Remember the Dreamcast? How ahead of its time it was.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty great.
And then it kind of went away.
It did. Being able to get on the internet, like just anywhere, like.
Oh yeah, that was the internet was for the cool kids. Like if you were, like all the friends would get together, and that you would talk about how much, if they were talking about, oh yeah, Kyle just moved in down the road and he's rich. I don't want to be telling any tales, but he's got a computer, and that computer has American Online. And you'd be like, damn, is Kyle Batman at night? That's rich.
I loved American Online. Like, I
Watching every picture trickle down.
Everything. I love just like walking in. The voice clips were so good, and I just remember always like trolling the Backstreet Boys like chat rooms because they had like all the like specific chat rooms listed.
Oh yeah, they had like the Vampire Prince chat room for like all the goth kids. I remember that.
No,
because
I would
was part of it.
always pop in, being 10, 11. I don't remember how old I was when we had it, but like BBS sucks.
No, it doesn't.
I meant BBS.
You were an innovator. That was like 30 years before.
Trust me, it's gonna suck.
There's a war coming.
There's a war coming.
And it's gonna be awful.
Superman's not gonna have emotions. But what's new?
You're just like a prophet.
They all thought, like, BBS came out and there's some guy growing up like, pull up the transcript from the chat room.
The prophecy has come true.
The prophecy is a reality.
It's the end times, Martha. No, Martha.
There's gonna be a raccoon that's more over than Batman right now.
Oggs Ferratu over here.
Oh, man.
But yes, chat rooms. That was some crazy stuff back in the day.
How creepy was it? When like people would always ask age, sex, location?
ASL.
Oh, A/S/S/L.
ASL.
And it's just like, remember responding to that. Now thinking about it, it's like, that's really creepy.
Yeah.
Because like you know, and it would be like in the teens or like the preteen chat rooms.
It's like, I'm a 14-year-old dude.
And then you're like, oh man, that is really creepy.
Yeah. Those were very, very strange chat rooms, and they're like you get the little IM box, and you'd be talking to some people, and there's like if you asked for a picture, again, knowing from experience, if you asked for a picture, like no matter what they sent you, they could send you a picture of Oscar the Grouch or like whatever they ate in a blender. Now you had to just be like, oh, you're cute. Like that was just the response. You don't have to do anything. They haven't even heard your voice. As far as they're concerned, you're just words on a screen.
Yeah. Good times. Do you remember when you get free internet through like Net Zero and stuff?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like 95% just ads.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Like, I thought I had like cracked the code. Like I hacked the interwebs and like this is gonna change the world. Free internet.
I remember being a dumb kid and kept collecting like the 90 minutes of free internet.
I'm a genius.
And then you realize you have to set up a new account with a credit card, and you're like, oh.
Dude, what I collected was demo discs.
Yeah.
Like, you remember when
PlayStation Underground? Do you guys remember that? Like,
yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
you could get. It was before Game Informer, but like you get like PC Ink or not Nintendo Power. They're cheat. Oh god, I can't think of them, but there were a few out there that they would just come with a demo disc on the cover.
Well, this one wasn't like PlayStation Underground wasn't a magazine. Like they mailed it to you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like it was a.
Well, I thought they had. Did they not have a magazine?
They eventually went to a magazine, but when it first came out, like the first
we would just go to like the grocery
episodes.
store, and then like the cover would be a little thick, and you like rip off like the cardboard, and there'd be a disc inside.
Well, this was like, I don't remember how I signed up for it, but like they literally like mailed you. It was like 3 CDs for PlayStation. It was PlayStation Underground, and they had like hidden stuff on it because it had a trailer for Resident Evil 2. Like before they went back and redid it, like this was like the original one with like the different girl. It wasn't Claire. Like the graphics were all different and stuff. And it had the it had a video for Our Lady Peace. I think it was "Clumsy" was the song, and like I watched that thing like over and over because like the bedroom or whatever like fills up with water, but like my gosh, it's like this like. I mean, it really felt like I like had something like special, like
no one was supposed to know. They accidentally sent this to you.
Like, and it came out like I think like once a quarter. It was like every like 4 months or something.
Well, that was the thing I regretted about just being a Nintendo kid. Like Nintendo 64 is like there were no demos, like because cartridges were so expensive. Yeah, and like I'd get a game magazine, and have to give the demo disc to like my friend with the PlayStation. Yeah. And that always bummed me out. But then again, I couldn't play like all the great games on Nintendo. But
there's this one, I can't remember what magazine it was, like PC Engine or something like that. That you if you flip to the back of it, it just listed like dictionary style all these codes for like different games. Yep. And dude, I would just go there, and you couldn't take pictures of anything, but you'd end up. But you'd end up like just kind of going through like I'd go in there with like a little sticky notepad and just like
like I had like a thing by like I'd go to Blockbuster, right, and you'd rent it, and then like you would find like the nearest like notepad, and you would just like flip through like your old game magazines, and you're like all right, it was up left right left B A.
I remember at I bought this one book for Killer Instinct 2, and it was like just a small little like handbook, because they started doing like little handbooks for some stuff, and it had fatalities and stuff like that. So he who has the fatalities is God, like at school. Like if you had like a list of all the fatalities from Mortal Kombat, like you were king because you knew how to do all this stuff. But so I became the coolest kid in 5th grade because. We like before school, like on the way to school, we would go to Quick Trip because they had a copy machine, and you could copy something and then like pay for whatever you copied for like 20 cents. Yeah. So I would just copy all the pages and just like go to school and be like, "Here's how you do that. Here's how you do that. Here's how you do that." And I was so cool, like, and no one really played Killer Instinct, but everyone had a cool piece of paper.
Damn right they did. I remember one of the one of my great shames in life. I was in 5th grade. Mortal Kombat 2 had come out, or maybe it was 3. Which one had the babalities and stuff? Was it 2 or was
3.
it 3? 3 then, okay. And
this kid, I could be wrong about that, but
I thought it was 2, but that doesn't matter. Anyways, because it had the animalities. Was that 3?
that was 3.
Yeah.
So maybe it was 3 then.
2 had the friendships. So, and 3 added the babalities.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the animalities.
Yeah.
The next one added brutalities.
That makes me feel incredibly old. Anyways, this kid came in and was like, "Yeah, man, new Mortal Kombat, like, dude, you can like turn them into babies and stuff." And and like he went through. I'll pause that because I got a story about this game in a minute. And like it was this kid that kind of like exaggerated everything.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know. This was like a weird time in my life, in 5th grade, because real important stuff going on and everything. 5th grade's really when life starts to kind of get at you. I don't know.
Well, you got to develop your own kind of character and what you believe in. And
yeah, totally. I mean, Power Rangers, and had a lot going on in my life.
It is. It's a strange time. Like that's when you start being like, wait, I agree with some things and I don't with others. What's wrong with me?
You start getting too cool for things.
I don't know what it was, but this kid, like, he started going off on that, and I just wasn't having it that day. I was like,
I've heard enough.
Yeah, I was like, dude, like, this is like little like elementary school. I'm like, you're full of shit. Like, just shut up. Nobody cares. Like, why are you making this up? You're so dumb.
This is grade A baloney.
Yeah, I was like, just go away, dude. Like, nobody wants to hear your lies. Not today. All right, not on Mac and Cheese Day, man. All right, don't taint this glorious day. I don't know if it's really Mac and Cheese Day. Anyways, and then, like, it turns out, like, he was right. And I was just like...
so you just look like a jerk?
Yeah. So, I mean, you're not a kid now. You're a grown man, but I apologize, sir. If you're listening to this, I'm sorry that I doubted you. You were right and I was wrong.
Yeah, but there was no way we could have known as kids. Because, I mean, like, there was no, like... pictures or it's not true.
Yeah.
Because you'd have to go buy a disposable camera, take all the pictures, then take the film back to Walmart.
Or you gotta
wait a week.
Bring out your big old camera that's got like a full VHS in it or a Betamax.
Yeah.
You're just
Yeah, you'd have a big rocket.
Then you gotta figure out who's got a Betamax player.
But no, you'd end up. You could get off any lie as a kid.
Yeah.
Like I remember this one kid. I've always been into Mega Man.
You like Mega Man?
Yeah.
Dude.
And I've always like that. That was the first thing I was like hardcore into. That was like, this is like, I don't care if anyone else likes it. This is what I like.
Yeah.
But I would still try. Like it's kind of when you find out what you really like, you kind of just stick your flag down there, and just kind of had to see if anyone else liked what you liked. And so I would go out and be like, "You ever played Mega Man?" To like different kids, and the most I could ever find is kids who would be like, "Oh yeah, I beat all the Mega Mans. I beat them all today, like on break. I beat them all just now when I wasn't even there." Yeah. Like all of them had like these awesome stories. So and some of them I would believe. And I remember one kid, I was like, I could not beat Shadow Man on Mega Man 3. Like I've been fighting that guy for 20 years now.
Do you know he's based on a ninja?
Yeah,
How can you tell?
You can tell by the
By his shoes.
by the shoes on his head. Yes.
The shoes on his head.
But no, like I remember asking a kid, like, how do you beat Shadow Man? And he was like, "Oh, Shadow Man's easy. Like when Mega Man shoots, he kind of kicks out. You just kick him."
You just kick him.
I was like, "You can't kick anybody."
Yeah, you kick him, bro.
Yeah, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, you just kick him. Like it's that simple. It's that easy." And I was like, "You're a liar. You're a liar, everyone!" And I was just like, "This guy's a liar."
You're a phony.
Yeah, dude, I was. I was like, "This guy's," and no one cared. I was like, "He's lying about Mega Man," and everyone's like, "What's Mega Man?" You're like, I'm ousting you about something that no one cares about.
Yeah, Mega Man. What's a Mega Man?
What the hell's a Mega Man?
Meanwhile, these kids are over here like trying to convince each other they're the guys from Contra. These girls are like, fighting to save the prince. And I'm over here being like, "This guy's a liar.
Guys, he's a phony.
He's a big flat phony." But you had a story?
Yeah. Carnage Hearts.
Oh, was that like bootleg game?
No. This,
I think that was Thrill Kill.
Oh, okay.
Carnage
Oh,
Hearts.
Spire. I actually played that.
And it was terrible.
It was
The controls
awful.
were horrible. Carnage Hearts, like, I feel like I've told you guys about this game before. It was the hardest game ever. Because it was like programming. Like, literally, like, it was like fighting robots, but you had to, like, you just had this big, like, grid, and you had to, like, write the program for what it did.
Really?
So, yeah, so it would be like, okay, like, it walks forward. After it's walked forward 5 spots, you can have it, like, scan for enemies. If there's an enemy within X amount, you do this attack. If it's within this amount, you do this attack. If there's nothing, you walk forward again.
Yeah.
And you had to, like, write the program to, like, get it to do anything. Dude, it was so
awful.
hard. Because it was, like, 2 discs. Like, one disc was just programming. And, like, you saved it, then you went back and actually played the game. But if you screwed something up, like, 9% of the time, like, it would just, like, stand there. Or, like, walk in a circle. Or, like, do nothing. Because you would forget that you needed to, like, reset it to get it to go back again and, like, do it again. And... like, in theory, it was really cool, but man, it was so hard. And I mean, we spent just so much time. And the reason I bring this up, there, faithful listeners, is this PlayStation Underground thing. I pulled up a video, and one of the sections that the Underground had was a download station.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like, the thing for the first one was Carnage Hearts. So you could, like, download pre-made programs, and it was kind of awesome. But, like, man, it was so cool, but so friggin' hard.
Yeah.
Like...
Sounds like a QBasic game.
Yeah, kind of like it was.
If you guys remember QBasic?
Yeah, it like broke your mind because it would be like, okay, well, you have to like, yeah, this was it, like Carnage Hearts.
Oh, okay.
No, go back.
So I remember my buddy Jay, really big into like he was kind of one of the kids on, on that Bazinga show, like real smart kid, loved computers. They just made sense to him, like, you know, like a piano makes sense to Beethoven, you know? So and actually I caught up with him a couple years back, and now he's working for Havoc, you know? So, like,
nice.
I mean, like, yeah, he kind of ended up doing something. But, man, I remember him being like, dude, QBasic is awesome because you can, like, write your own games and you can create your own games. And it was basically your own RPG. And it was like you walk into a room and you can go left or right. Do you go left or right?
Yeah.
You go right, you know, and you can make it real intense, you know? Or you could just be like, well, you turned right, spikes came up and you died. You know? And, I remember, like, just working with it, you could make the computer make different sounds at different tones. Mm-hmm. So, and all I really knew how to play on the piano, it was like you could look at a piano keys, and the only thing I knew how to play on the piano was the Top Gun theme. So, like, anytime you did something successful, it would play, you know, but it was like the real, like, long, there was no measure, so it was like do, 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 do. I was like, that's awful. And, you know, he was like, man, you did really good at that. And it was basically like you go in a room, you know, the floor drops out from under you, you went the wrong way. You go in this room, do you take the sword? The swords explode. You know, and like you go into and basically you just had one beaten path, there's no options. You know, and I was like, cool. It just did like 4 things, and I was like, awesome. And he's like, yeah, dude, you should check it out. It's a lot of fun. I'll get you a copy of the manual. And I was like, all right, cool. And he got me a copy of the manual, and he just like throws down this like it looks like Moby Dick. Like book.
Here's your 6 phone books.
And I was like, what is this? He was like, yeah, it's QBasic, man. Like, check it out. And I was like, no, I'm not checking this out. This is stupid.
Never.
Like, I gotta create a game, Dad.
I'm okay, Dad. So, speaking of RPGs, D&D.
Yeah.
We've been playing a lot of D&D.
We started playing Dungeons and Dragons because we're not dorky enough.
Yeah, like, what else can we do? So, I'm really enjoying it. Like, we're having some fun.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Yeah, I'll be honest. At first, I was just like, God, this is pretty lame. And ended up kind of getting into it, you know, and got me a minifigure, got me a little book, and got me some dice that I'm playing with right now, and now I'm kind of digging it, you know.
I'm a kitty.
You is a kitty.
You are.
Dude, I'm loving it.
You can't find a Tabasco miniature anywhere.
Tabasco. Dude, you just need to make your own. Just go onto that website and make your own.
Not for $30, no.
No, we got something in mind. I'll talk to you off the air.
Okay.
Not giving free plugs anymore.
No more free plugs.
Got ideas. But yeah, like, I don't know, man. Like, took this long to get into D&D. I'm a little sad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, think what we could have been doing if we'd started this years ago.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think it came at a good time because when we were talking about doing it, we were talking about playing D&D a little bit and then doing some recording and doing some videos.
Yeah.
And, you know, and that. But, you know,
D&D is a, like, commitment.
it's
It
a big
is.
commitment.
Yeah.
Like, it really has to have a specific night. But honestly, like, the part that I just feel lame about is when someone's like, hey, do you want to hang out? Do you want to go do this? Or, hey, can you work tonight? Is I'll be like, well, I got D&D tonight.
No, funny story, right? Because
we're stuck in a swamp.
can't no. Obviously I'm getting a degree in electronics, right? And I'm taking a lot of classes online, so like a bunch of people in like those courses like saw me the other day and they're like, "Oh, where you been, man?" I'm like, "Well, I've been taking online." And we all realized we had all this lab crap due.
Yeah.
Like this one week, and like everybody's sitting there like, "Oh no, I guess I'm gonna stay up, on Wednesday because I missed D&D night on Tuesday."
That is awesome.
That's wonderful.
And I'm like, "Oh crap, I am in the same boat, except mine's on Wednesday, so I'm staying up Thursday."
It's like if someone says it first and you're like, yeah, I got it on Wednesday, I can't. They're like, oh, we understand. Like now you have an out,
Well, I feel like D&D is like wrestling. Like I now that I'm a fan, I find it so hard to bring up to people. But like as soon as somebody like says, "Oh yeah, I like wrestling,"
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh my god, let me tell you."
Yeah.
Sometimes you kind of have to like bait it out.
Yeah.
With a lot of that stuff, you kind of have to like say it. Like I was saying with Mega Man on the playground, you kind of have to say it and just see who else's ears perk up when you say it.
Wiley, and see
Yeah.
if anybody says anything.
Yeah,
If not,
like
you
from
just-
Mega Man. Yeah, maybe from Mega Man. Is that a good thing? Yeah, it's a good thing because I mean you get that's like a diesel engine. Once you get it started, it's just gonna yeah. And that dude wrestling fans is when you find us.
Oh yeah.
We will go on and on about it.
Well, and I mean, I love it now because like I'll be at my job and somebody will like come in wearing a wrestling shirt, and I'll usually call them by the wrestler's name or something.
Yeah,
or,
and they're like, I am AJ Styles.
Yeah. Well, I never thought I'd be that kid, walking around town in a wrestling shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got to be very specific wrestling shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's still like the cool ones. Like I'm not gonna be wearing.
Like I don't want to wear that Stone Cold on my
Yeah.
But there's some. I think Finn Balor's really got some good designs because they're nice and simple.
Yes, agreed.
They're very easy. You can get by.
And people see it, they won't probably think it's a band or something they've never heard of. But people who are in the know are like, "Oh, it's Finn Balor."
That's cool. I know what that is. Yeah. I gotta be honest, I'm a little different on the D&D thing. Like, every, Thursday when I go in, or, Friday or something, I'm like, mission update, killed some crocodiles.
You just let everyone know, yeah.
And they don't ask. It's completely unprovoked. I'm just like, hey, I'm your boss. You're gonna listen to me talk
this
about
time, Cody, he was trying to perform a moonsault and he botched it so bad.
Dude, it's such a Three Stooges party we're in here. Because our DM he's so good at whenever you roll a 1 or you just have a bad roll, he's good at rolling off that. He's good at making it more slapstick and
That's a crit fail, your arm falls off. He's like, that's a crit fail. You tripped on a turd and he got swallowed by a demon.
In our story, at the moment we were traveling down the river on boats and traveling across Odell Lake. And you gotta be real old to get that reference. Once we got off the boats, hopefully we'd be back on the Oregon Trail. But once we got there, we'd be good. But we got attacked by dumb old crocodiles.
Yep.
And I decided I was going to jump off the boat and attack them with my spear. Because I have a spear and a giant sword. Because who knew I like giant swords?
That's weird. Okay.
And based on my role, is I just belly flopped into the water, and then came back up later in life and then speared it. So spear.
You didn't Superman punch it first, so it wasn't super effective.
It wasn't loaded, so you're out of luck. Yeah, I love it, and dice. Stupid dice. I love buying dice now. Like
I've noticed, man.
No, I love them too. Yeah. Like every time I go somewhere and I see dice, I'm like, ooh, gotta look.
Yeah, nice.
That's
only
when
$4.
Yeah,
I gotta get those dice,
dude. When we went to the place we went to today, I was like 75 cents.
That's a steal.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my god, I didn't get it.
I needed my superiority dice. I was like, I need like 4 unique D8s. So I'm like, oh, this one looks cool. Oh, this one looks like it'll be a fun attack dice. Let me go ahead and pick that one up.
Well, and then when your dice are being naughty, you got to put them in dice jail
and
for a little bit.
That was a factor. Like, just the idea of like, you roll a D20 and it's just, dude, not that D20. When you got options, now you have a good D20 and a bad one. And
look, that's, I mean, HeroClix told me for that. Like, I mean, like this little Batman thing on my shelf is full of dice and stuff from HeroClix.
Really?
Like, yeah, like I.
So we just woke up a sleeping giant in you.
With the combat, like the combat's very like HeroClix. I'm like, okay, I understand.
I get this, yeah.
Like, do I tell this NPC that he's a dick? Is he gonna turn into a dragon and eat me?
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, we're in combat, now I know what to do.
Yeah.
Like, I played HeroClix. We're good.
See, I'm into Final Fantasy, so I figured, yeah. And that was another one from my childhood. Like, when I first played Final Fantasy, I could not find anyone that liked this style of game. It was all platformers and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you just get to read the whole story, and you get to, it's a pick and choose combat scenario. Like, but it's a really good story.
Well, it's like trying to explain Mario RPG to somebody. It's like, what? You don't jump?
Yeah.
You mean you gotta wait to attack?
But it's like a spell. Like, you cast spells? No, you use flower points. It's kind of hard to tell, you know?
You know, there's this, like, puppet toy that came alive, and he like, shoots things out of his arms.
Mm-hmm. But, dude, I loved how the old toys had... that was one thing, just looking at the big old Batman shelf. If you watch any of our videos, you can see that Chris has a big old Batman shelf.
He sure does.
Batman wall, really. A lot of them would come with like water boats and
water boats.
Water boats, and as opposed to space boats. But I mean, they would come with something that like a submarine type suit or something, and like it. So I was like, okay, well, these are my bath toys now. And,
hell yeah!
Like you had a set for those, and
oh yeah.
So I took all the dice out of here to put with my D&D stuff, apparently. Oh wait, there's a little one. There's a little tiny dice.
You got some just poker chips in there. Oh, look at you.
Oh, these are little markers for HeroClix. So there's Thor and Iron Man and Red Hulk and Scarlet Witch. You know.
See, I've only played HeroClix once, and it was with you, and it was very briefly.
It was. I have so many HeroClix. It's really kind of sad.
Oh, I made the mistake of being like, hey, what character can I be? And you were like, oh, I don't know, and pulled out like all these dump bins. Like, one of these guys?
Whoever you want to be.
Close your eyes and grab.
That's right. Well, it's a good Saturday night.
And then later he got...
And then we started playing HeroClix afterwards. Wah, wah.
Like, don't even... I remember playing that game a lot for a while, and then I don't even remember how to play it anymore.
Honestly,
I have no clue.
I remember you came over to Jim's house, and we used to play.
Jim and Jolly's, yeah.
Yep. We used to play every Sunday night.
Yep.
Good times.
It was.
Have you guys enjoyed this episode? Because it's been a lot of nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's just been fun. We Young Justice 3.
Young Justice 3.
That was news.
Anything good in comics lately?
Probably. I'll let you know when I read some.
Okay, yeah, no.
I be honest, I've been a bad Cal member and haven't read anything in a little while.
Yeah, no, I've picked up all my Coheed comics, and I have
oh, did you?
Yet to read them.
Didn't he say he was going forward with that? And aren't they picking back up with the Coheed comics?
I think so. I think this next album is going to be another like concept album. I don't know if it's going to be comics or if they're going to write another book or if it's going to be like kind of little short stories. Yeah.
Cool. I'll tell you that just with the comic tie-in, it actually made me a fan of their first album.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's baby steps.
I know nothing about them.
Yeah.
I've never read any of the comics.
Comics are pretty good.
Yeah, they're not bad.
Yeah.
Well, if somebody had them, they'd let me borrow them and I'd read them.
Yeah, I know.
I wish we knew a guy.
I don't know who that would be.
I don't know. Ooh.
Who?
No, part of the problem why I haven't read it is I need to go back through and read reread the second storyline because it picks up right after there and I'm like, the hell is going on? And I just hadn't read them in so long.
That's
it's just
the worst. You read it
Yeah.
I clearly missed an issue.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember this. You go back and read it.
because
Go ahead.
it just kind of puts you in the middle of things because it's some dude with this, he's got almost split personality syndrome and he's flipping back and forth and it takes place in what you think is the real world and then what had happened after kind of keeping the air silent or keeping the secrets silent or 3 picks up right after there and I'm I haven't read that in so long so I'm what the hell happened again? Who are these blue people?
Yeah. See, I'm a dude. As a Berserk fan, it's hard to get back into it, just because he's Kentaro Miura, the guy who writes it, has finally started writing them again after a 2 to 5 year hiatus, and now we're finally figuring out they're gonna break Casca out of her craziness, and they've gone into Casca's mind to try and figure out what's wrong with her and stuff and to try and bring her out of it, but they've kind of hinted at maybe she's this way because she doesn't want to be brought out of it and what it's going to mean. But another thing that makes me nervous about it is Kentaro Miura has done some interviews recently where he talks about how he doesn't have an end game planned at all. He never has for Berserk. He writes from the seat of his pants, kind of how I live, and just basically how everything kind of happens and it works out. Just kind of it ends up writing itself that way, and so he said he wants to dive deeper into the world of Berserk and maybe get away from Guts and Casca, but he's got to write it and just kind of let it, whatever happens, strike his imagination, which roughly says that it could be another 12 years before we figure out what the hell's going on, and so after being 12 years deep and he's just now gotten to Elfhelm, 12 years later, it makes me a little nervous.
Well, it sounds like it's Game of Thrones all over again. Song of Ice and Fire, if you're going to be technical. But,
Technically.
Yeah, but, where the books have left off, it's so messy right now. There's so many loose ends where I think the running theory is he hasn't released this upcoming book because he doesn't know where to go with it.
Yeah.
He's just...
That's kind of what we're doing now, just kind of rambling.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about it yesterday. There's so many loose threads, and he has no idea how to tie it all up. Mm-hmm. I can't see realistically any way for him to tie it all up in 2 books.
Yeah,
it's not gonna happen.
Because the nice thing about the show is there are some parts where I'm I wish they would have put that in, but at the same time they've condensed a bunch of these things and then went ahead and were smart where they cut some of these threads off. So it didn't really matter to the overall, arching story. So, it's got a clear path now where it's going. At least you can kind of see where they're going.
Right.
I think what they have cut out for the most part has been good. They've cut out a lot of stuff that was really unimportant.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, some of that stuff he's kind of made it seem like it could be really important later, but there may be no payoff to it.
Yeah.
I mean, the young Griff stuff,
well, there has been times where he's done that where he's spent time with the character and then all of a sudden he just dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he died.
And it's just not a fancy way to die. It's just dragon ate him.
Yeah. Yep.
Boulders fall, we all die.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, that sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, well, I feel like this show is, we're past the hour point. And we've just been rambling this whole episode.
Yeah,
so
I think we've got all the rambles out.
There's probably no reason to keep these people here.
If they're still here.
If they're still here.
Yeah.
Bless you, you kind souls, if you've listened for a full hour to us chat.
A little ramble about nothing. It's been a blast, guys, and we got a lot of content coming out. We got a lot of content up. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to hit us with a like.
And I think we've got I'm working out the details. Got to do some more research, but probably coming late March, early April, I think there's going to be something kind of cool.
Cool. Well, now you've said it, so you have to do it.
Yeah, I know. That's why I did it, is so I actually, put my feet to the fire like Stephen King.
Our
Stephen
next
King
episode is going to be the Stephen
Oh,
King.
for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely. Definitely next one's Stephen King. For sure, without a doubt.
We'll make sure to have less of a gap, instead of 6 months, we'll put it at 5 1/4.
See you guys in August. No pun intended.
But we're putting out some good stuff. If you've been on the channel recently or just checking it out for the first time, we wrapped up the year of 2017. A lot of fun videos going up. We've got
another one last one for that coming out soon.
We got
trying to upload it. Leave me alone.
We've got a lot of
picking at you for that.
Look, man.
We got a lot of some of our Poke Deals videos.
Calm it down.
Coming soon.
The Pokemon openings.
Yeah, we gotta talk about what I said in the thing.
We'll talk about that after we get off this. Is there anything else coming? There are probably a couple other little fun projects coming along.
I agree.
But there's one in late March, early April that I'm kind of excited. Probably maybe even May, depending on how school goes.
Yeah, we got a lot of new stuff on the road.
And Instagram, I've got somebody that I'm trying to collaborate with.
Is it
stuff?
Is it a former member?
It is. That's Britton. You guys know who Britton is.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
If you listen to the first few episodes, he does a lot of cool stuff with his Legos.
His Instagram's pretty awesome.
I love his Instagram thing.
Yeah.
By chance, do you have that to plug real quick?
Yeah.
Just because
Can we plug it now or?
Oh no, I would. Well, his thing, but not the project they've got coming.
Okay,
out.
I was gonna say I don't want to plug something that he's not aware.
No. I just really like the pictures he takes because they're they're awesome. They're really really good.
Yeah, it's Bexton _1 BEXTON _1.
Yeah, no, like if you're just a fan of Lego photography, his stuff is surprisingly
legit.
good.
Yeah, he puts stuff up. I mean, he's putting stuff up daily, multiple things a day, and we've been talking. I mean, very frequently about collaborating and stuff and getting some fun stuff going. So so check out the hashtag #Cowls on Instagram. Everything we do is tagged under that. So.
Yeah, well, and then of course, are we at Cowls?
Yeah, we're at #Cowls.
At Cowls. Yeah. Facebook.com/Cowls.
Yeah, and on their Instagram, I finally got the YouTube channel linked to it. So if you go to Instagram, you can find this, which you're listening to. So there you go.
Yeah.
It all comes full circle. Circle of life.
Yep. I mean,
Black Panther.
Sometimes we're on Twitch.tv. Haven't been on that lately. I need to. I just got to find time.
Yeah, you guys may know this, but we're all very busy. We all have full-time jobs and schooling and families and stuff. So, when I hit the lottery on Wednesday, we'll do this full-time. We'll put up new videos literally every day. That's how it's going to go. Until then, we got to do the stuff that pays the bills to allow us to do the fun stuff.
So right now, hopefully in the summer, there'll be a lot more stuff coming in that direction because unfortunately I can't take any summer classes to expedite me getting out of school quicker. But yeah,
I assume that's a double-edged sword, blessing and a curse.
Yep. No, it'd be nice if I could take a couple of things so I could get out a little quicker or not have to worry about last semester. But anyways, no.
But the big takeaway here is stay tuned.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are going to give you guys more content.
Yeah, come May, I'll be a lot more active on Twitch.
Come May.
May. Call me.
I may be more active in May.
Day in May. May Day.
I want. Maybe I'll tell
me.
No. I'll ask you about something once we wrap up on this.
Well, let's wrap up then, so we can have these private conversations.
Okay, cool. I'm feeling a discoloration on my lip here. Seinfeld joke.
Good to know.
I'll be over here.
All right, stay over there. Well, hey, thanks guys for listening to us.
Yep.
Ramble about nothing, yeah.
Yep.
No,
and then ramble through our own closing statements.
No, it was kind of fun. It was just like hanging out.
Yeah.
Really,
it was just like hanging out.
This is literally what we would have been doing, recording or not.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Just being a bunch of guys being dudes.
Yeah, just a bunch of guys being dudes, man.
Yep.
Nothing's better than
All right. Well, hey guys. Thank y'all for listening.
Absolutely.
I'm Chris.
I'm August.
I'm Cody.
And court is adjourned.
Keep the red phone ringing.